Good afternoon. This is Animal Uncontrol. Welcome to Muttheads. Today's topic is the blame game. Specifically, how dog cultists never hold themselves, or any other cult member, accountable for anything. They always blame someone else. They blame the victim, a bystander, critics. It's always someone else to blame, never them. That is how I derived commandment number 3. Let's consider this. Thou shalt realize that each and every dog and his keeper is the epitome, the pinnacle of absolute perfection and wonderfulness. So what that means is that everything that Fido and his owner do is just and good by definition. The other thing I would like to segue into is another nutter debate fail, and that is argument from authority. Okay, an argument from authority, which is also called appeal to authority. That's, I think, typically how it's referred to. So it's an argument in which the opinion of an authority is used as evidence to support the argument. So a real simple example of that would be to say, okay, all you listeners need to believe every word I say because I went to Harvard. Now, I did not go to Harvard, but if I had, that by itself would not make me right. I'm right because I use facts, logic, and sound arguments. That is why I am right, not because I got picked by NASA to be the first man on Neptune. And by the way, that didn't happen either, yet. What motivated me to do this was I was checking out a video on this pit bull victim awareness channel, and I encourage folks to check it out. It's an aggregator site, and it has sort of keeps track of news items related to pit bull maulings. Because, to the extent that pit bulls can be identified, I guess. And this first, it was funny. The site host pinned this comment. So this person, what did this person have to say? YouTube, come take this channel down. Rid me of this troublesome YouTube channel. Okay. As a dog trainer of 25 years, what do we got there? Looks like we got this. Okay. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, I'm making sure this channel gets taken down. So he might have been a dog trainer of 25 years, but probably didn't make it past 3rd grade. Why does this channel exist? Well, it's because of people like you. What type of obsessed individual goes around highlighting dog attacks with a clear intent to demonize a specific breed? But I thought they couldn't be identified. I can name a bunch of men in history who suffered with this kind of mentality. Grow up. You're promoting further fear-mongering of an animal we made this way. These dogs were used as herding feral cattle in the 1800s. Yeah, I wouldn't use a pit bull to herd cattle unless I wanted them all dead. In which we then pin them against each other. So instead of being someone willing to help correct the problem, and or if you can't stay out of it, you'd rather, but this is interesting. So instead of being someone to willing help correct whatever he's trying to say there, rather than being part of the problem, why not be part of the solution? Hey, dummy, why don't you be part of the solution? Okay, you've been training dogs for 25 years. What have you accomplished? What have any of your peers accomplished? You've accomplished nothing. You've accomplished nothing at all. All you do is blame others. That's it. You don't take responsibility for anything, either individually or collectively. Now, if we consider pit bulls, everybody knows that pit bulls have been a problem for at least 25 years. And you know who's going to explain that better than I can? I'm going to show another video. This man's name is Ken Phillips. He is a dog bite law attorney and basically specializes in, dog bite cases. I think it's all.
Welcome to the Dog Bite Lodge.
Yeah. There was, okay, let's check this out. Okay. This is a really
This
good
is your
video.
current dog food.
You're right. Now
And
get
this
a dog
is
food
Ollie.
ad.
See the difference?
Do you own a pit bull and you're thinking of breeding it? Well, here's advice for breeding your pit bull. There are 4.5 million pit bulls in the USA at this time, and 2.4 million of them are up for sale or adoption.
So what does that tell you? Pit bulls are America's favorite dog to get rid of.
That's more than half. 1 year ago, only 1.8 million pit bulls were up for sale or adoption, but backyard breeders added another 600,000 unwanted pit bulls to the USA dog population. Pit bulls equal 6% of all the dogs in this country, but 50% of all the dogs in shelters. 1/3 of all the pit bulls in the USA are euthanized every year because there are too many of them.
That is a stunning statistic, although it would be better if it were like 3 out of 3.
Clearly, the breeding of pit bulls is cruel to the dogs, most of which end up homeless, and a third of which end up euthanized. This dog is also intolerably expensive for society in terms of shelter costs, medical bills, and the tremendous suffering of its victims. So my advice for breeding your pit bull is, don't. Stop breeding pit bulls. Do the dog a favor. Do your community a favor. Pit bulls equal 6% of all dogs, but have killed over 80% of all Americans who were killed by dogs.
Yeah, but see, the thing here is, remember, Fido is a perfect judge of like human character. But pit bulls are just better at it, right? They just, Fido decided these people didn't need to live any longer. Har, har, har.
They are the number one canine killer of children. They are the number one canine killer of women. They are the killers of 90% of all pets and horses killed by dogs. If you don't care about your community, do yourself a favor. When pit bulls attack or kill people, most of the time, the victim is the pit bull's owner.
Well, they get that right.
Or the owner's child, or the owner's parents, most of the time. So, if you love your family, your community, heck, if you love pit bulls.
No, I don't love pit bulls.
Do not breed your pit bull.
Okay, so that was an interesting little segment there, but what does, let's navigate back here. Now, actually, this is under a video. A man shot the pit bull that was attacking his dog. It'd be interesting to follow up. I don't know if any charges are going to be brought. So, if we go back to what this person is saying here, it's like, you're part of the problem, okay? You've had in 25 years, think about it, a generation for a dog is about a year. All of these bad traits, or at least most of them, not just with pit bulls, but like all dogs, could be bred out. They could be bred out. Okay, these traits were bred in, again, the proclivity to attack and so forth. These are inbred traits, okay? They were sort of they were created via selective breeding. Okay. Now they can be bred out also. You can breed for good behavior, but they're not doing that. They're not doing that. Instead, what they're doing is they're like, threatening to censor people and blaming others. Now, going back to the original topic, or actually the segue, the, appeal to authority, talk is cheap. It's like, who would actually know a lot about pit bulls? Like I said, I want to find out what this pit bull thing is all about. Who would I talk to about that? Who would tell me what this is really about, give you the, proverbial skinny? It would not be like, Yahoos, like, trash talking on YouTube. It would not be like some, like stupid fur mommy who talks to her pit bull like it's a human infant. The expert on pit bulls would actually be a dog fighter. They know what these dogs are about. And if you ever read up on that, and I may do a deep dive into it later, is pretty much any dog fighter. I mean, it's all underground now. It was banned nationwide in the United States in the 1970s, but it still happens. I mean, people still do it. But they'll tell you flat out, these dogs are not pets. They are not pets, okay? They're not meant for family homes. But in any case, in like 25 years, what has this rocket scientist accomplished in 25 years? What have they done? What have any of these people done? Except point fingers and blame others. They've done nothing. They have done nothing. Nothing positive. I'll give you another like really good example. When I first got into blogging, one thing I found was, again, the cornerstone of the Nutter narrative is that dogs and dog owners are all perfect. They never need to change anything. So if you take this, again, I'll just do a real simple drawing here. What do we have? We got 4 houses. This house here has a barky dog. Okay, this dog is serenading the neighborhood for hours a day. So what is the solution according to a dog nutter? Like, what needs to change here? Okay, and this is what blew everybody's mind, a dozen years ago. So this person needs to wear earplugs. Okay, now what does this person need to do? This person needs to soundproof their house. Okay, and what does this person need to do? Well, they need to move away. Okay, so this barky dog owner does not need to change in any way. Okay, they don't need to quiet their dog. They don't need to do anything different. It's all these other people that need to change. Now, when I got into this, I would hear this and see this all the time, and I would say, you know what? Here's a really radical idea. I know it's going to blow everybody's mind. It's going to knock everyone's socks off. But how about this? Instead of everybody else changing to accommodate the dog, how about Fido shut the hell up? How about that? Why don't dog owners change? Why don't they do something different? Okay, instead of bad-mouthing people and blaming victims and critics, why don't they up their game? Why don't you, as a dog trainer, do something positive? But they won't. They won't because they believe, where is that? I want my 10 commandments. They believe this. They believe that they can do no wrong ever. Thus the blame game. Think about it. This is animal uncontrol, and as always, people first.